Hey everybody, welcome to today's craft tutorial.
We are going to be making a ladybug craft using tissue paper and half a plate. So in your kit, there you have a paper plate and some black and white paper, some red tissue paper, and we need glue and a paintbrush with a cup of water and a plate to put your glue on, and a pair of scissors. So if the grown-ups can cut the plates in half, unless the kids are older and they can do that themselves. And while they're doing that, kids, I need you to take your tissue paper and we're gonna rip a whole bunch of squares. So this is fun. We get to go like this. And we're going to rip it. And these kind of stringy pieces we'll just take off because we kind of want squares. Okay? So we're going to need a whole pile of tissue squares. You guys start ripping. Rip them up. And if you have big squares, you can even try crumpling them like this. And then straighten them out again, because then we'll get a different texture. Do you guys know what the word texture means? It means that you can feel it, but you can also see the texture. Can you guys see how this piece of paper looks different than this one? So you can see, I'll show you here. You see the texture in this piece right here, because I wrinkled it up. But on this side, I didn't do any wrinkling. So you can see the difference it makes when you add texture. Okay, so let me see, do you guys all have your pile of squares ready? Yeah? Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is, let me share my screen a little bit better. We're going to put some white glue on a plate or in a bowl. And we want to add a little bit of water to that glue to make it be easier to paint on. So if you have a wet paintbrush, that's probably even enough water to put on there. And then we're just going to mix that water in the glue just so it's a little bit more like paint, a little less sticky. Okay. You guys all have your glue ready? And in this part of the stage, we might need parents to help if your kids are little. So we're going to take our paper plate and we're going to be painting the back side, so the bump of it, okay? So what we need to do is cover the whole plate with glue. You're just going to paint it on. Make sure you get to the edges. Okay? And then it's really fun. We just get to start putting the tissue paper on. We just layer it. And it's okay if you have some white spaces because we're going to go back and do a second layer. And it's best if you let it go off the edges, because once it's dry, we can give it a haircut, cut all that off. And then you've got, okay, and now one tip, if you start getting some overlap, then just take your paintbrush and go over top. And then it will be good. So this is kind of a parent and kid craft to do together because some of the steps are a little tricky. And what's fun with this type of craft is you can make it darker by putting more layers on. And I'm going to show you my sample again. You see how this side is a lot darker red than this side? Because I just put one layer on and you can see wherever the layers overlap that it's dark. But this side is a lot more red because I went and put more and more on top. So you can be as creative as you want with all your layers. And don't forget to try wrinkling your paper for more texture. And then when you put it on, it's like all bumpy and wrinkly. See that? So I'm going to keep on painting. And remember, parents, that you can keep adding glue on top of the tissue paper for your kiddos so that they can add more layers. And it's okay if your tissue paper ends up hanging off the edge, because we're going to give them a little haircut when we're done to clean them up. So that's okay. It looks really messy right now, but it'll look better when we're finished. And so here you can see I have a little white space because I missed a spot. So I'm just going to put a whole piece of paper right there. If you guys remember last week when we made our caterpillar, we also got to experiment with color and texture because we mixed the yellow and the blue together to make green. And when we painted with the balloon, then you could see the wrinkles from the balloon in your circles. And we made grass by coloring on placemats or other things that had texture. So Carle really likes to use layers and texture to his art. So I thought that was fun that we get to do the same thing. And what's nice too is when you keep adding glue on top, you get kind of a shiny, you guys see that? Shiny finish. Okay, and now while the kiddos are working on getting all their paper on, parents, if you want to cut out a half a circle in black. So I just used a roll of tape and traced on, can you see the half a circle? So you just want to cut that out for them, for the head, and then start cutting out some little circles for spots to glue on. So I just folded the paper in half so that I could get more than one circle at a time. And they can be, you don't even have to do circles. You can have triangles, you can have squares, you can rip your spots if you want. It's up to you. So while you guys are working on that, I want you to think about how you could be like a kind ladybug this week. Is there a way that you could do something nice to bring joy to somebody that lives in your neighborhood? Maybe when your ladybug is all finished, you can drop it off to one of your neighbors. Maybe there's someone who's living by themselves, or they're older and they've been stuck inside because of COVID. You could drop off this ladybug craft and say, I hope you have a good day. That would be nice. Or maybe you guys like baking cookies. You could bake cookies and put them in a bag and drop them off for somebody. Say, hope you have a nice day. Good job. You guys ready for the next step? We are going to start. So now I've got mine like this. I'm just going to start putting another layer of glue on. And that's going to act to make it shiny when it's finished. But also, I can start gluing. I'm going to put my head on. So I'm going to turn it in the middle. And then start putting spots on. You can put as many as you want on. So there. So I got my spots on, and now one more layer of blue to paint on. I'm just going to paint them on top of the black spots so that they don't peel off and that they get to be shiny too. Have you guys ever looked at a ladybug close up? Their shell looks kind of shiny because it's hard and smooth. So now we can kind of make the same look. Okay, you guys see that? Then once you've got your spots on, you can add little white circles for eyes. Hi. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to give my ladybug a haircut. See how messy my ladybug looks? So I'm just going to take scissors. I'll show you from the back so it's easier. And I'm just going to cut all the stuff that is sticking out. Maybe the grown-up in the room can give you guys a hand with that. Oops, I started cutting my plate. It's a little bit easier to do the haircut once the paper is dry. Much cleaner looking, hey? Now you're just going to add some eyes. And then you've got yourself a ladybug. That was fun, hey? Well, I hope you guys think of some ideas to bring joy and not be a grouchy ladybug, but be a kind and joyful ladybug this week. Yeah? I hope you guys have a great spring break and Easter. And we might have a surprise guest next time. Do you guys remember Mickey the puppet? If you guys were here last session, we had a puppet come. Yeah. Mickey's really excited to see you guys again. Okay, well, you guys, that is all we've got. So have a great week.
And we hope you can join us Sunday at our kids' Zoom room. Have a very happy Easter, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.